made in order to ensure, or to try and ensure, that the contract wouldn't be cancelled are nothing more than bribes in just common parlance. Is that correct?
No.
No. So what do you think a bribe is?
Bribe.
Yes.
I know what a bribe is.
Tell me what you think a bribe is.
Bribe is a bribe. Is to
Yes, tell me how a bribe works.
Is to give someone money in exchange for a favor.
Yes. Isn't that what you did?
No, it's not what I did.
Did you not give Taylor $500,000 in exchange for a favor?
If you were in my shoes, you will do it as well.
No, that's not the question. The question is that not what you did? Did you not give Taylor $500,000
Yes, I gave him
for
money.
a favor? That's a bribe.
I was not bribing him.
You were. You're in denial, but you were.
In an explosive testimony before the Parliament's ad hoc committee probing corruption within South Africa's policing structures, alleged crime kingpin Vusimuzi Matlala claimed former Police Minister Bheki Cele demanded a 1 million rand bribe and that half of it was delivered in Woolworths shopping bags. Matlala, who is currently held at the Kgoshi Mampuru Correctional Center following his April arrest, faces a litany of charges including conspiracy to commit murder and involvement in a sprawling 2 billion rand fraud at Tembisa Hospital. His appearance before the committee on Thursday has been widely viewed as a potential turning point in unraveling alleged collusion between senior political figures and criminal networks. He said, "I paid 300,000 rand and 200,000 rand in Woolies bags." Under questioning by evidence leader Norman Arendse SC, Matlala recounted how he handed Cele 2 cash payments, first 300,000 rand, then 200,000 rand, contradicting Cele's repeated denials of any relationship with him. According to Matlala, Cele had initially demanded 1 million rand and said, "I only managed to pay 500,000 rand. Asked why he had omitted the 1 million rand figure in earlier statements, Matlala responded, "I told you that I forgot a lot of things. I'm locked in solitary confinement for 23 hours a day. I don't have a radio, I don't have anything, so I forget a lot of things." Arendse stressed that the committee was dealing with allegations involving 2 high-profile politicians, suspended police ministers Senzo Mchunu and Bheki Cele, and that accuracy was critical. Matlala maintained that lapses in his memory were not deliberate and said, "I can't control my memory." Matlala detailed how the first 300,000 rand was obtained. He instructed his sister to withdraw the cash because he had resigned as a director of the company. He collected it from her, placed it in a Woolies bag, and walked it back to his Midland penthouse, a property he alleges Cele frequently visited in for days at a time. The second payment, he said, was made at the Beverly Hills Hotel and said, "We had lunch at the hotel and I sent one of my guys to fetch a bag from the car. I handed to Cele in his red Jeep and he drove off. He would call and say, 'Please do something,' and I would send whatever we had to him." He further alleged that Cele asked him to purchase a house in Trafalgar for a child whose identity was never explained. Matlala also offered insight into his own movement, describing traveling with a 16-member security team across 4 vehicles. He insisted the entourage was necessary for both personal safety and business image. Recounting another key interaction, Matlala confirmed that Cele arranged a meeting between him and KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi at the Pearls of Umhlanga and said, "It was General Cele. I told Mkhwanazi about my challenges. He said it looked at it, but I never heard from him again." The ad hoc committee was established in October 2024 after Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi accused senior police officials and politicians of deliberately sabotaging investigations into politically linked killings in KwaZulu-Natal. On 6 July, he alleged that Minister Senzo Mchunu disbanded the political killings task team on New Year's Eve 2024, purportedly to shield Matlala and other political connected individuals from prosecution. Matlala's testimony has added further weight to these allegations, intensifying scrutiny on the very institutions entrusted with safeguarding the country. The Umkhonto weSizwe Party Member of Parliament Sibonile Nomvalo asked about members of the police who allegedly visited Madlala in Pretoria local prison to influence him to implicate Senzo Mchunu and Lieutenant General Shadrack Sibiya. Madlala confirmed this and said it was the same team that was investigating his criminal case. He gave two names. The DA Member of Parliament, Ian Cameron, questioned how Madlala landed the huge 360 million rand SAPS contract when the 12 of the requirements were not met. Madlala said he went through the normal tender process. He also denied paying anyone following Cameron's question in that regard, but said with questions about whether he paid or lent money to any senior police officials, Madlala said not at all, but when asked if he assisted anyone on the same basis as Cele, he said quite suspiciously, "Not that I know of." Asked why any legitimate businessman would hand over $1 million in cash to an ex-government official if it's not a bribe, Madlala said it was because he was under very serious harassment from the very same police. While being questioned by ANC Member of Parliament Xola Nqola, Madlala denied knowing about a drug cartel operating in Gauteng. He also said he has no personal relationship with the Deputy Police Commissioner Shadrack Sibiya. Later in the conversation, Madlala said Bheki Cele told him that he and his team wanted to arrest suspended Police Minister Senzo Mchunu. Asked whether he's angry with Cele, Madlala admitted that he was not happy with the former police minister, but said he would not lie about him. The DA Member of Parliament, Glenis Breitenbach, grilled Madlala about the numerous crimes that he was accused of between 2000 and 2018, including involvement in carjacking, and car theft. She asked how all but one of these were withdrawn. In response, Madlala said they were withdrawn because he wasn't guilty of them. When asked whether his payment of 500,000 rand to Cele was corrupt, Madlala said he was simply returning a favor and said from his side, "I would say it's corruption." When asked why he didn't report Cele, the businessman said he could not report the same police who were harassing him.
But you've had quite a history with the police and criminal activities for some time now, is that correct?
With criminal activities?
Yes.
How?
Well, in 2000, you were arrested for possession of suspected stolen property. The matter was withdrawn, you'll recall.
In 2000?
Yes.
That's a long time, yes, but I will say yes, yeah.
Yes. Also in 2000, in Silverton, you were arrested for theft out of a motor vehicle. That too was withdrawn. You recall?
I don't recall, but I take it.
Okay. Also in 2000, you were again theft of a motor vehicle in Brooklyn. That too was withdrawn. You recall?
Yes.
And in 2001, in Cinderville, you were arrested for burglary at a residential premises. In fact, you were convicted of that. Is that correct?
Yes.
And what kind of sentence did you get?
4 years.
You served it.
Yes.
2006, cash in transit, you were acquitted.
Yes.
2011, theft of a motor vehicle, it was withdrawn.
Yes.
2012, house robbery, possession of suspected stolen goods, withdrawn.
Yes.
2012, Brooklyn, common assault, withdrawn.
Yes.
2012, in Mamelodi, possession of housebreaking equipment, withdrawn.
Yes.
2013, in Alberton, house robbery, withdrawn.
Yes.
2015, Silverton, carjacking and possession of suspected stolen goods, withdrawn.
Yes.
2016, possession of a firearm without a license, impersonation of a police officer, resisting and obstructing or assaulting a police officer, withdrawn.
Yes.
2018, attempted murder, withdrawn.
Yes.
What's your take on this one, people? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more news.